Hello, math students. Today we're going to talk about your project, both parts 1 and 2, and the reflection. So we're going to start with part 1. I'm going to give you 4 problems, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. And in those 4 problems, in each of those 4 problems, you need to identify as many important terms as you can and give the definition in your own words. We'll go over it on the next couple of slides, but basically you can turn this in as a document or a video, totally up to you. But what I want to talk about first is that the competencies assessed are going to be conceptual understanding beginning, and then attending to precision, beginning, approaching, and competent. So let's take a look at that first. Here is your competency on algebra that you need to be able to use the concepts in algebra using a variety of problem-solving strategies while communicating effectively. So, like I said, this one is conceptual understanding beginning. And notice it's got several different you got to identify and define key mathematical vocabulary and identify the parts of a formula for slope, intercept, point slope, and standard form. So those you can guarantee are going to be 3 of your problems. Then we have attending to precision, beginning, approaching, and competent. And basically this is saying that you are going to communicate the understanding of the algebraic terms and your learning needs, which will actually be in your reflection. So you could get anywhere from there on attending to precision, and hopefully you will get beginning. There will also be a not demonstrated, but if you can identify most of the key terms, you're fine. So here's what it looks like. These are the 4 problems that you are going to get. So here is slope-intercept form, here is standard form, and here is point-slope form. Then I gave you a graph with a line on it. So in all of these, I want to know the key terms, the important terms. Go back to your notes, look at all the vocabulary words we've talked about. Slope and y-intercept and x-intercept and x-axis and y-axis and all sorts of things, and I want you to define them in each one. So you're going to basically put down letter A, here is slope-intercept form, and you need to point out any and all key terms and definitions for slope-intercept form. Then you're going to do letter B. AX plus BY equals C. This is standard form, and give me all the words and definitions that relate to standard form. Do that again for C and then for D. And we will be talking about this in class as well, but this video is just to help remind you or if you were absent. So let's move on to part 2. This will be one assignment in Schoology. So part 2, you are going to turn this in as a video because I want to be able to see your work and hear your explanations. But I'll get to that in a second. But the competency-based is pretty much everything. Conceptual understanding, beginning, approaching, competent, problem solving, attending to precision, all beginning, approaching, competent. So again, here is our competency, conceptual understanding. You're going to have to use keywords. I'm going to listen for those in your explanations. I want to see that you write linear equations and that you can graph linear equations. Don't worry right now about inequalities or nonlinear or functions. We will get to that in the next couple of units. And then you are going to be justifying your reasoning. That is your explanation. And as long as you can explain how you write and graph equations clearly, I will give you a competent. Then we go to problem solving. Again, I'm going to listen for the relationships in equations for linear. You don't have to worry about the identified the difference. That one we're not worried about right now. But we are going to solve multi-step equations that includes multiple variables, x and y. So you're going to be showing me, because again, it says to demonstrate, so you're going to be showing me. And for competent, you're going to justify procedures to find the solutions and in real-world situations, which we'll talk about here in a second. And again, the last part, attending to precision, I want to know how clearly you are communicating these. It's going to all depend upon that. So you could get competent all the way on all three things, and you have not had that opportunity yet, so here it is. So here is number 1 on this. You have a real-world problem. Miss Hovey is saving money to buy a saltwater fish tank. She starts her account with $5, then she saves $8 per week. Now, you have 2 things that you have to do with this situation. First, you're going to write a linear equation, but I want an explanation on how you came up with it. I don't want you just to write it down and then tell me this is the slope, this is the y-intercept, whatever, or however it is. I want an explanation. You may need to do some script writing before you actually do it. Then you are going to graph that linear equation and again, explain to me how you did it as you are doing it. And I'm going to show you in a minute that you will have a graph that you can use. Number 2, again, a real-world situation. Mr. Hovey is going to buy some flowers from Mrs. Hovey. Roses, which are X, are $8 each, and lilies, which are Y, are $4 each. He spends $72 on a bouquet of flowers. And again, just like before, the directions are pretty much the same. You are going to write a linear equation and explain how you came up with it. And you are going to graph it and explain how you did it. Finally, we have number 3. And you are going to have to change this. This is a typo on my part. This should be number 3. And again, I'll talk about that in class. Zachary is growing a sunflower plant. After 3 weeks, the plant is 12 inches tall, and it continues to grow 2 inches per week. So, again, just like before, write a linear equation, explain how you came up with it, and then graph it and explain how you did it. So I should be seeing all this. At the bottom of the PDF in Schoology, there is going to be a graph. You should be able to copy this, take a screenshot of it, however, but you should be able to copy it and do it because I am expecting an explanation. I'm expecting points on the graph, all that kind of stuff, okay? Finally, you will have a reflection, and this is just the first the title or whatever. It's a Unit 4 reflection. As we finish Unit 4 on graphing linear equations, I want you to reflect on how you did and how you can improve. And there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 questions, give or take a little bit. Some of them are simple yes or no or a rating, and others I'm going to expect an explanation. So one more time, this is how the week is going to look. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to introduce the project and reflection, and then we're going to take the Unit 4 final test. On Friday and Monday, it is a work day. The final test, the project, the reflection, and all missing work is going to be due either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, which brings us to Tuesday and Wednesday. It is still basically a work day, but everything is due. And I will tell you right now, if you are 100% finished, I'll have something fun for you to do. If you have questions, we're going to talk about it in class, like I said, on Wednesday and Thursday. You can ask then. Feel free to message me or talk to me during transitions or class or anything else. Have a great day.